Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good? Now that the grind is over for the LR Prime Battle Krillin, I figured I would start showcasing some units on the Earthlings category, and one of the first guys that I thought about was this bastard. Alright, this is such a waste of a unit, but it is the 777-day Hercule unit that you do get, of course, with the 777th login day. And honestly, it's a waste of orbs, but I did it a long time ago. I think back in like 2018 or something. But, you know, finally this guy has a category. That's pretty much the potential levels that you saw. 11 toward additional attack, 15 toward crits. Again, like I said, just one category finally added for this unit. So let's go ahead and test it out. Now, it really isn't worth it because this guy has a great chance of reducing attack by 80%. With the passive skill. That great chance actually equates to a 70% chance. So 70% of the time you're going to see his attack go down by 80%, which is actually ridiculous. But yeah, and that's the whole point of this unit, and not, you know, basically the reason why you shouldn't spend any potential orbs on it. But again, it looks damn good, honestly. It's funny how good this unit actually looks with that rainbow star. So I pretty much had made up my mind like a while back before even that day came to pretty much just rainbow the unit as soon as I got it. So that's pretty much where things are. He's just been sitting in my collection pretty much since then, and I think the last time I showcased this unit was that day of 777 total days logged in, and I'm currently on like close to 1600 total days, I think. So it's been a while. So again, it's a great opportunity to bring him back. And the other thing I wanted to note is there are a couple of other units that I do want to test out on this category that just got added, and the LR Hercule and Boo unit, it's definitely one that I think would be a good one to do. Probably next one, right after this, I think it would be kind of befitting, because that is actually the first time that card itself is getting a category where you're looking at 150% boost. Previous to the release of the Earthlings category, the best you could do is, you know, a super type 120% team, or the Majin Buu Saga team setup. So it's actually going to be pretty interesting. One of the main reasons is, of course, with, you know, EZAs actually for LRs being a thing, likelihood of units like that, including, I don't know, others like LR Piccolo, LR Goku, all those units are bound to get EZAs, and it's going to be probably a pretty decent upgrade. So I think I would like to definitely test out the LR Hercule and Boo before, you know, the potential EZA comes out, and see how that unit does. In terms of this particular quote-unquote showcase, I did include the Bulma units because they do share the money link skill with the agility Hercule unit. So outside of that, you really won't see much support. Not that he necessarily needs it, but the agility Mai unit is on the team. She does provide a boost toward agility units, so you will see that. But I mean, the whole purpose of this is really just seeing how ridiculous this card actually is. You see like crits activate for 39,000. How ridiculous is that, right? I mean, it's just you rarely see that happen, where you have units with potential levels and they're only applying like 20 to 30,000 in damage with criticals activating. It's actually pretty funny stuff. The other point I want to make with this is I think it would be a pretty good idea if they actually Dokkan Awaken this guy with the further trolled state of like Super Saiyan Hercule. You know what I mean? Like, the assets are in the game. I thought like there's like potential, maybe not the Super Saiyan version, because I remember seeing like assets in the raw files at some point where it has some indication from like a story event, or as a boss in a story event or something like that. So like they could easily do that if they really wanted to, but I think it would actually be perfect if they ended up Dokkan Awakening this max 100 level unit into a TUR state with the Super Saiyan status of Hercule. That would actually be pretty funny. And you know, they could probably do it where if you log in instead of 777, like close to, you know, 1500 or whatever the math adds up to, you could do it that way too. But I mean, I think it brings up a good point, because after the 1,000-day passes up, you really don't have that many worthwhile rewards to get. You know, like I've definitely would like to see something at 2,000 total days. I mean, that would make sense, and you know, maybe something at 1,500 would make sense too. But they definitely do have to make some changes on you know, the trophies that you can get from logging in way past 1,000, because at this point, a lot of us have gotten past that point. So it definitely needs a little bit of a review and revamp on that side. So yeah, I think the max that this guy's able to produce on this setup is like 220,000 maybe, which is pretty ridiculous for a 100% potential unit to be able to only produce. But again, it is a troll unit. I mean, they made it very clear that it is, because of the 70% chance of attack minus 80%. I think you can't really get any more obvious than that. Maybe the April Fool's Yamcha is probably the worst one, because attack stats will actually reach 0, and I think in his case he also had a great chance as well. But this guy is definitely up there running for the money in terms of like the worst possible unit to potentially rainbow. But I mean, outside of, you know, the skill sets, the links are pretty bad too. I mean, if you take a look, I mean, World Tournament Champion, not many units have that. Champion Strength, that's another one that not many have. Money is one I kind of like had to force in, because not necessarily, you know, that he needed the link, but it just helps to have like links activate with other units on the rotation. It just, I don't know, it's just aesthetically pleasing, I guess, to see it when they link up. World Tournament Reborn, I mean, that's really an obscure one as well. Hero, I think, is somewhat common. I wouldn't go as far as call it common, but it's definitely one of the more common links out of this group, I guess, outside of money. But you know, I'm looking at the leader skill too. Super type Ki +3, like they could really just like troll us and give him like an updated leader skill where it's Ki +3 and like 120% or at least 100% toward HP attack and defense. That would actually be pretty hilarious, seeing your leaders being this Hercule unit. You know what I mean? Like, it would actually be pretty damn hilarious. Hopefully it does happen. But in terms of like the super attack, I mean, causes low damage to enemy and recovers 7,000 HP. So not only does he have a great chance of attack going down by 80%, he has his super attack multiplier is low damage instead of, you know, what you're typically used to at the very minimum of supreme damage, you know. So I don't know, low is probably the lowest you can get, right? It's probably low and then huge and then extreme, right? That's what I would imagine, and then it goes into like supreme and immense and colossal and whatnot. But yeah, this guy is definitely it. What's his quote? As long as I, Hercule, paragon of justice, am here, evildoers like you will be stopped. I mean, attack defense of 80%, attack minus 80%. Good luck with that, buddy. But that's kind of how he wins the battles, right? He lets everybody else kind of take care of business, and he takes the credit for it. But you know, he's a nice guy, so a lot of people let it go. So yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, you're looking at it. He actually did well considering on that rotation, 210,000 roughly with the crit. But that is literally like one of the best case scenarios on this setup, at least. I feel like almost like it would be better off bringing in like a super type team with some supporting units that would, you know, potentially increase the stats. But you know, of course, this being the only category this unit falls on, like, I mean, it's only right to like test it out. You know what I mean? Like that's really the way I look at it. And 35,000 attack stats and then 17,000 damage applied to Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. As pathetic as that is, it's actually quite beautiful to see that. It's funny how some things are just funny. I mean, he's so bad, he's actually good, you know, and I have no regrets about this guy being rainbow, to be honest with you. I mean, I look at it and I laugh my ass off every time I see it. So, you know, it's actually quite entertaining to go through some of the decks and, look through some of the troll units and just kind of laugh about it, and that's pretty much the whole purpose of it. Really is, it's not always rainbowing the strongest, most powerful units in the game, but some of these troll units, I don't know. I could go into examples, and you saw glimpses of like my little list of like troll units that I've rainbowed in the past, but doing that is actually quite satisfying, interestingly enough, and I'm sure a lot of you guys share that same mentality when it comes to it. So it's funny. I like to troll, and that's what it comes down to, and kind of glad this guy is finally on at least one category. It would be actually nice if this guy does get a Dokkan Awaken at some point. Most likely, I could see the Super Saiyan Hercule troll unit being upgraded and into a TUR state. So hopefully that's the case. We'll wait and see what happens, but hopefully you guys actually enjoyed a different take on some of the units on this category. So again, I'll have a better one coming up. Chances are later on today, so be on the lookout for that. Alright, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.